Hi everyone, welcome back. In case you are new here, we talk about tips and tricks that will make your food photography stand out. My name is Anya Burgar, I'm a food photographer and I'll spill a little secret here. I sometimes struggle with productivity. I think the first step to being productive and successful is accepting that we're only humans. We'll make mistakes, we'll get distracted, we'll get sidetracked, and it really can't all be bubbly and happy at all times. That's just how we are. So what stressed me for the longest time after starting my blog was the lack of time. And I must stress out that I was unemployed at that time. I didn't actually have a family to care for or a 9-to-5 to go to, but I still struggled with time a lot. Strangely enough, I only started being very careful with how I manage my time after I got my son, and I got much more productive when I started noticing where my time is going. So in terms of time and how to get more of it, I don't really have one formula, but the first step is to write down the tasks you can automate. This can be something as simple as automatic bill payments so you don't waste time every time filling the bank forms, and especially just trying to outsource as much work as possible. If you're struggling with retouching photos and that's not really what you want to spend your time doing because you'd rather focus on something else in the business, outsource it. The money that you pay for someone to do a job instead of you will pay itself off because you'll have much more time to do something else that will bring in the money. Usually when we do tasks we're not really professional at, someone else will do it much more quickly, and then you'll have all that free time to do something else. Okay, I didn't really mean to talk about how to free up your schedule, so this is a little extra bonus. I just find that having extra time is amazing for productivity because you're not constantly thinking about other tasks that you need to be doing. So what I actually wanted to talk about is how you can be productive even when you don't have a ton of time on your hands. So I'll give you some incredibly effective tips for getting rid of your thoughts when they go, I don't really have time to practice photography. So not doing the work, but just practicing photography. First, when you're feeling like that, just photograph something simple. Something that doesn't require any cooking, or simply ask someone else to do that for you, or head to the nearby bakery and get a donut or something. I also find fresh produce especially good for photographing when you just don't have the time to cook something. Besides that, they're also amazing for learning colors and textures, combinations. Just because you're a food photographer, this doesn't mean you need to always photograph a cake or something very complicated, something that requires a lot of preparation. And no one will ever know that you bought that donut, let me tell you that. And even if they do, I feel like for food photographers coming from the world of food bloggers like myself, this can be very challenging. I know it's been a challenge for me and it still often is. I feel like I'm cheating if it's not the food I prepared. But the reality is that if you're gonna be working or you are working as a food photographer, you won't always or even never have to prepare the food. So ditch the mentality and just shoot food from the store if you don't have time to cook it. Second is to plan. Plan things out ahead of time, as much in detail as possible. Instead of scrolling mindlessly through Insta, you can chip about 10-15 minutes every day when you usually do the scrolling, and instead do some research and planning for your next practice. Not necessarily for a real photo shoot, but a practice. Write down things so you don't forget by the time you actually get to practicing. And if you haven't downloaded the free Photoshoot planning worksheet, I'll add the link in the description below. Basically, what you need to do is plan the entire process, from preparing the food if you're also doing the food, to how to actually do the photo shoot, how it's gonna go, what's the schedule, which photos you need to take, and so on. And trust me when I say planning things has been the #1 game changer in my photography and my business. It has saved me so much time and stress, and especially stress. The ability to go into a photo shoot and know exactly when I need to do something, that's so freeing. So you might be asking yourself, but how does this even boost the productivity? Well, our brain has limited power. So if you spend all the power to try to balance all the things that are going on a photo shoot, you're gonna be left with no power to be creative or have new ideas. And I know this sounds counterintuitive since you are planning things, and planning sounds kind of the opposite from creativity. But as long as you leave the plan open for changes and apply any new ideas that you think of during that time, you can really create something amazing. And also, if you plan things ahead, you can already have some creative ideas from the planning, and you can test them out because you were prepared. And I think you can see where I'm going with this. Okay, so the next thing, allow yourself to take some time off. And I know this is a very strange advice, but sometimes when you already feel pressured by the lack of time, it's just not gonna make you feel any better to add an extra activity to your schedule. And trust me, being well rested and relaxed makes you so much more productive. Take some time to do some breathing exercises, do something that makes you relaxed and bring out the creative you. So for me, that's a long walk in the forest, and I also watch a lot of movies with beautiful visuals, and I feel like these are the two things that spark the most ideas for me personally. But it can be something totally different for you. For example, you can visit an art gallery, talk to a friend, go on a shopping spree, whatever makes you relax, and especially be careful to do the things that very clearly give you more ideas. So these were the 3 things I think help so much with keeping you productive in your creative process. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you'd like to see more videos in the future, please subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss them. And I'll see you all next time.